It's 10 to 4 on Monday. We've just been to down to Memorial to Leclerc. I had on Saturday and I ignored it and wasn't careful. My left wrist was really sore whenever I was doing anything, cooking, whatever I was doing, playing my game. And I woke up on Sunday morning and my wrist was in agony, and I know that I'd got RSI in my wrist from playing my game too much. My own fault, self-inflicted. So I realised that I would have to get Mark to do the dinner, which was the lasagna that I was planning to make, and I'd have to get him to do it. And it was incredibly frustrating standing, giving orders and not being able to do even a little bit around the edges. I hate just not being part of it. And it was really frustrating, but we made lasagna, and not in that order, because actually I changed my mind and said we'll have burgers today. So actually what we I can't even remember how we did it now. I think it was, yeah, we had burgers. We made burgers. We had it with the coleslaw we'd made the day before and a couple of hash browns, and then we made the meat sauce for the lasagna, and then a couple of hours later, once I think I wanted him to recover from having cooked the dinner, we put the lasagna together, a very big lasagna, and then I left it overnight, so it's sucked up all the juices from the white sauce and the meat sauce and whatever, and cooked it this morning, and we had it for lunch. So he did all of that. I hardly did anything. So I was resting my wrist. I'd got K-tape on, which is Kene tape. I'd strapped it. I'd cut this into a narrower width, and strapped my wrist up, rested it, still played my game. And actually it felt a whole lot better this morning, but we decided that that I'd go out and buy an ergonomic mouse, because I was not going to stop playing my game, and I'm using the mouse a lot, and we decided we'd go and buy me an ergonomic mouse. So the mouse I was using was this, which is the Apple Magic Mouse, and apparently if you look online and Google it, it doesn't have a great reputation because it's so flat. It's pretty, it goes really well with everything that Apple do, but actually it's a bit flat. I just found this in my drawer, which is not so flat. I might give that a try, because we bought this, which is for left-handed, because I'm left-handed, ergonomic mouse, but it's a real stretch for me to get to this wheel. Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit too big for my hand. I'll keep going with it and see how it goes, but if not, I can try this one, because apparently it's that curve that's important, and with the Magic Mouse there's no curve. So yeah, much pain yesterday, and I'm not really sure why, but I was in pain all across my shoulders as well, and I'm not sure if it was just the whole, and I'd got a pain in my hip. So I really felt sorry for myself yesterday and could not get on top of the pain, and reached a point of, I've taken the painkillers I can take, and I can't take anything now for several hours, and I'm still in a lot of pain. That is so frustrating. So frustrating when you've taken all you can, but it hasn't got on top of the pain. And in the cupboard in the hallway, there is some naproxen, which Mark was prescribed for his knee, which he never took. I said to him, I'm gonna take the naproxen. I think I take one and try one and see if that works. And then I read and realised I can't take it if I've taken ibuprofen, and I'd taken ibuprofen 2 or 3 hours before. So I still couldn't take the naproxen anyway. And by the time it got to the point where I could take it, finally, by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the pain had eased and I felt more comfortable and didn't feel the need to take something much stronger. So yeah, it was horrible. So I had this K-tape on overnight and this morning until it started to come unstuck. And I'm much more comfortable. But limping around Leclerc, so sort of half more comfortable than I was. My machine is working well. I'm not really sure whether I mentioned that the first 2 nights I used it, I woke up really dry, or it's dry overnight, and my throat was feeling a bit sore, and it reminded me that I'd had several weeks, months trying to get on top of the dry mouth. Months, actually, because I tried various things to get on top of the dry mouth several years ago now. I had a humidifier attached to the machine. I had some tabs that you stuck inside your mouth before going to bed. You stuck to the side of your tooth, which helped you lubricate your mouth overnight. And I think it's called something beginning with X. Probably the stuff that you're not meant to have. That it's one of the it's it's one of those things. It's a bit of a laxative, I think. Great. Anyway, it was a long time before I think I joined a forum for people that use CPAP machines, and learned from them that it was the pressure of the CPAP machine. Too much pressure was causing that. And at that time, I was able to go into my machine and alter the pressure. And when I went the other day, because this was what was happening with the new machine, I went into it the other day and wasn't able to alter it. That option wasn't there. I mean, the machine is, to all intents and purposes, the same machine as she swapped it out, but actually I couldn't adjust it. So I emailed them, and they emailed me back a couple of hours later and said that we've adjusted it, because they can do stuff from a distance. They can do it remotely, which is a bit weird, isn't it? So they adjusted it by about 1 point, and it's made all the difference, and it's fine. So that's all good. I'm really happy about that. Was looking at blue sky yesterday evening, and in response to the deportations of the Ecuadorians, in response to news items that I was seeing about that, and people talking about it on Blue Sky, about the judge who stopped it, who said you can't do that, and they carried on and ignored the judgment. And some people who are well known, they're not just Joe Blogs, some well known commentators on there, independent journalists and everything, started to talk openly about escape plans, and how some of them have got escape plans in place. Some of them are putting escape plans in place. Some of them can't put escape plans in place. And I just thought how unbelievable that is, that this is the United States of America, and people are having to work out how they're going to escape, which is what happened, for Jews in Germany in the 30s. Had to work out how they were going to escape. And these weren't just Muslims or black people or Jewish people. These were people. I mean, some of them may have been gay, some of them may have been trans. It's like there's a whole mass of people who are now being threatened. And it's just astonishing. And then there was the tweet from, not tweet, the Truth Social post from Trump, bragging about winning a golf tournament, and people in Florida, Texas, in the South, have been deaths, many deaths, due to flooding and hurricanes and whatever else has hit them. People have died, and all he could brag about was he'd won a golf championship. And there was something that I hadn't known about, which I'm just going to look for. Kim Jong Un II, so the father, I think, of the current one, shot 38 under par, including 11 holes in one at the 7,700-yard championship course in Pyongyang in the very first golf round of his life, according to North Korean state media. Beat that. And apparently after that he retired from the sport. So that's how it sounded to a lot of people on Blue Sky. Yeah, so it's it continues to be awful, and I'll await Elizabeth. It's her middle name, I can't remember. I wait for clarity from her. I always find it useful to watch her Resistance Live, because it helps me understand. Elizabeth something. Still can't find it. You know who I mean. I can't keep stretching around there to look for it. So that's it. So we're not going anywhere now. That's done. Vicky will be here tomorrow. Nothing on Wednesday. And we had snow that lasted. It was nice to wake up to. It was really weird waking up to it. It was like waking up to winter, and a bit of a shock going to bed last night that winter had gone. And today it's bright when the clouds are not there, but it's quite a cold wind, and we've got double figures all week. But a bit of a wind chill. So anyway, I'm gonna have to try and work this mouse, and then if not, go back to the little one and see if that works. At least it wasn't expensive. I think it was about €20, so it's not desperately expensive, but it's just irritating that I've not got very big hands and it feels like I'm too stretched to try and work it. Okay, sorry, that was a bit bitty, wasn't it? Well, it's not unusual, is it? I might wash my hair soon. Haven't washed it since Jen did it. When did Jen do it? Wednesday, and today's Monday. And I would, yeah, it's these sticky out bits. Yeah, I haven't washed it. But the simnel cake. The simnel cake has been sliced up and put in the freezer because it is so sweet and rich. It's just too much. So we had a slice each on Saturday with our afternoon tea, and we had a slice each yesterday, Sunday, with our afternoon tea. And I said to him, I'm going to slice it up and freeze it. It's just, so it's been put in the freezer, and we'll get it out maybe once a weekend, each weekend, and have a slice with a cup of tea. But it is way too sweet and rich. Nice, interesting. It's not something I'd make again because it is so rich. I thought Christmas cake was rich, but this is richer, I think. Yeah, so that's what I've done. And I've just bought a load of foil food storage trays, the ones that are similar to the ones that you get your Chinese food in, foil trays, because all of my plastic ones that I've had, some of them I had quite a long time, we just can't get the lids on. I think they've just warped or something, and I hate the idea of throwing plastic away. But I've decided, okay, they're going. So I've put them on the free site if anybody wants them, because I can't manage the lids now. Even Mark's struggling to do some of the lids up. So I've just bought a load of foil food trays, which will make life a lot easier. Okay, now I really am going. I'm going to finish my coffee, small coffee, and see you again, maybe with washed hair. Who knows? See you later. Bye.